What's up, all my supernatural people? My name is Larissa and welcome to the video of the day. Today I wanted to talk about why you should never suppress negative emotions and how to overcome them. So I wanted to start off by saying that negative emotions aren't necessarily, bad things that we need to avoid. Any emotion that comes in and out of your mind and in and out of your life needs to be addressed and not suppressed, because anytime we suppress a emotion, whether it's negative or positive, but typically tends to be the negative ones, that doesn't get released. It ends up staying inside of us and can later down the road cause much more harm to us than it would if we would have just addressed it in the beginning. So I have a lot of experience with negative emotions. I come from a past of dealing with extreme anxiety and depression, and I am so happy to be able to say that I have overcome those. And it's not to say that I don't still experience, small amounts of anxiety and sad or, heavy feelings every now and then now, but I now have the tools that I've learned to, incorporate into my life to be able to overcome those feelings when they do occur. And I do that not by suppressing negative emotions when I experience them, but by actually experiencing them very, very deeply and acknowledging them anytime they do come up. In the past, I would just, sort of ignore anything if I was feeling hurt or stressed or sad or angry. Oftentimes I was afraid to, face those feelings head on because they made me feel just even more stressed. And they oftentimes just, scared me because I didn't want to feel that way. So I would do things like numb myself with alcohol and weed and, just sort of kind of tune out of my inner reality by distracting myself on things on the outside, like watching TV or getting, just stuck scrolling on Instagram or just doing things on the internet or just listening to music to try to drown out those negative feelings. And those feelings would just get stuck inside of me. I wouldn't be feeling them to their fullest potential and really moving through them and figuring out why I was feeling that way and just addressing the issue from the root, because I would just try to ignore them and push them to the side, and I would never deal with them. So what I do now is if I'm feeling sad or stressed or anything that I see as, negative, something that I don't want to feel, I address it and I kind of I sit with it, whether that's in silence by myself or talking to a loved one about it. And I just kind of go through my head of why am I feeling this way? I am feeling this way, there's definitely a valid reason. You always want to validate, why you're feeling that way, because it's okay. It's totally okay to not be perfect and happy all the time. No one is perfect, and being happy all the time, there's always a balance of good and bad, yin and yang. So no one's ever going to be that way. And it's important to experience the deep, darker emotions, sadness and pain, because it helps us to appreciate the happy and light and amazing feelings even more. And for me, it's about addressing the negative and moving through it so that I can get back to focusing on happiness and positivity as much as possible, because I want to live in that sort of mindset and in those feelings on a regular basis versus being stuck in the negative ones. And how you get stuck there is by not moving through them. So sitting in silence or talking to somebody about them, for me, I think either one works. It just depends on the situation. But when I'm alone, I sit with myself and I just go through everything. I don't overthink things. I'm just kind of oh, I'm feeling this way. Sometimes it's for no reason at all. It could just be hormonal type of thing. And I'm just yeah, I don't know. I'm just feeling sad. I'm feeling kind of anxious. Maybe it's because of this. And I'm yeah, I have a valid reason to feel that way. Even if it's for no reason, that's just life, you know, we have our ups and downs. And I don't put any judgment towards myself. I'm totally fine with feeling low sometimes. That's just life, and it's totally fine. Like, it is just a part of life. So don't get down on yourself for it. Don't, you know, turn it into something even more negative by being hard on yourself. You know, just love yourself. Show yourself love, and do that by acknowledging how you feel. So, you know, focus on how you're feeling and realizing that it's okay. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna get through it. And from there, just take all the time you need. Maybe you need a good cry. Maybe you just wanna be alone. Just take the time to do something that makes you feel at peace. Maybe that's meditating. Maybe that's doing some stretching, some yoga. You don't have to go to the next extreme of doing something that makes you feel absolutely amazing. Like, I don't know, like whatever your biggest hobby is. Maybe it's just taking things slow. Like I said, crying it out, feeling it and releasing it. And from there you can, you know, take gradual steps to get back to your normal sort of mindset. So I like to start slowly, you know, with some breathing and maybe a meditation, and then I'll get my body moving by doing yoga, stretching, and then after that I can move on to something that will like really make me feel, you know, just more energized. Maybe doing a workout, maybe getting in the kitchen and making a recipe that I really love, you know, just finding something to uplift my spirits, not to get my mind off of that, because I don't want to move on to the next steps until I've really moved through those emotions. And for me personally, like having a good cry is really one of the best ways for me to like move through negative emotions. It's just one of the ways my body expresses any sort of emotion, not just sadness, but like stress, anxiety, depression, anger, anything like that. It pushes my body to tears, and I don't hold those tears back because that just makes me feel even worse when I do that. And I can't let those emotions out until I've done that. And so yeah, I don't judge myself for crying or for feeling sad sometimes. You know, I see myself as a positive, happy person, but if I ever am in a negative mindset, like, I'm still me and I still love myself, and I just know that I need to work on those emotions, work through them, and then from there slowly kind of just transition back into the things that make me feel my best. So I hope my tips are helpful for you guys. Just remember, don't be afraid to cry, don't be afraid to feel sadness and pain, because, you know, if you ignore those feelings, they're not going to go away. They're just going to sit deep within you, and you'll have to address them later, and it'll be much harder. So cry if you need to cry, scream into a pillow if you have this anger that you need to get out. Whatever you need to do to express your emotions. Maybe if you need to talk to somebody about any problems in your relationship between the two of you, never be afraid to express your feelings and just talk through things with people in a respectful way where both of you will be heard. And if you're just dealing with things, you know, personally, either figure out if you need to just deal with them alone or if you would rather talk to somebody about them, because it's really important to have a support system. And if you don't feel like you have a good support system, then you can rely on yourself, because you can always be your best support system as well. So you're never alone. You always have, you know, your consciousness within you that connects you to everyone else in this entire world, every being, every life form. So hopefully feeling connected with your soul consciousness will help you feel less alone if you are in that situation of not having a great support system. Also, you can always feel free to reach out to me. I'm always here to talk to anybody about anything. So yeah, definitely let me know if you have any questions. Leave me some comments, and you can always find me on Instagram and leave me a DM. I would be so happy to talk to you guys about anything, really, but I'm here for you if you feel like you need a support system. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!